Good afternoon, YouTube. It's your girl Tiffany, and I am back with another video. Although this is going to be a little bit different because I'm not reviewing a book this week. I will get back into my review, so you will see another video come up sometime this week with a book review, and we will be continuing on in the same vein that we have been. But today, I would like to discuss with you guys something that I have discovered that is really bugging the hell out of me. So ever since I started on this little, video making journey, and decided to continue to make these videos and discuss my books with you guys, I felt really good about it. I was excited, and I knew that there would be good and there would be bad that came along with it. So I wasn't fooling myself. And for everybody who has followed, who has subscribed, and who is giving me really good feedback, thank you guys so much. It really does make my day when somebody reviews my video, when they like it, or anything like that. So it's awesome. But I've also seen that there's a negative that comes with it. And I found out that there's this thing that's happening that kind of I didn't know existed. Maybe I've been a little naive because I thought that all of us as readers, as bibliophiles, as book lovers, we were all in the same little community. But apparently there's like massive division amongst people who read books about what is literature. And there's this thing going around called book shaming. And I was completely ignorant of this. So let's start out with this. The definition of literature is a body of written works. The name has traditionally been applied to those imaginative works of poetry and prose, distinguished by the intentions of their authors and the perceived aesthetic excellence of their execution. So basically, literature is anything that is written that you think is good and that someone who else reads it thinks is good. So if I write a poem or a book or a short story, as long as there's someone out there that's receptive of it, and as long as I'm happy with it, it is considered literature. That is the end-all, be-all of that definition. Now, you can come up with as many different definitions as you would like to suit your particular needs, but that's the beginning and end of it. So, with that being said, why is there such thing called book shaming? Why does this exist? I didn't know this existed until I started really getting into blogging. And I discovered that there are people who shame other readers for the kind of literature that they read. Don't we have enough problems? Shouldn't it be that as readers we encourage each other? Because you could be doing a lot of other unproductive things. Watching television. And I'm not knocking anyone who watches television because I watch as much television as the next person. I just also like to read more. But there are a lot of other unproductive things that you could use your time to do. So I don't understand why, as readers, you would want to shame another reader because they don't want to read Stephen King or Shakespeare or Anne Rice. If they choose to read Twilight or The Hunger Games or Divergent or 50 Shades of Grey, why is that a problem for you? Why is that a problem for anyone? Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. They're entitled to feel and like what they want. I love smut. And when I say that, again, I mean that in the best sense of the word. I've read 50 Shades of Grey. I've read the Crossfire series. I've read the Breathless series by Maya Banks. I've read, if it's smut, I've read it. And if it's smut and I haven't read it, trust me, it's on my to-be-read list. I could care less what anyone thinks because, sorry, sweetheart, nobody is buying my books but me. Maybe my friends and family, but even they don't have the right to tell me what I can read. So I'm baffled as to what gives anyone the right to say what you read isn't literature. What you read is pornography. What you read is for children. What you read is not good enough. How dare you? How dare you try to make someone feel bad about something that we all use to either educate ourselves or as an escape. I will say this now. I am not the reader that's going to pick up a book to educate myself. I get enough education at work, at home, at school. I don't need to educate myself with my books. I read those for pleasure. I am completely a pleasure reader. So I'm offended and appalled when someone has the audacity to tell me that what I read isn't good enough. And I have encountered this several times, but I thought that maybe it was just an isolated incident, but apparently not. And there are people who make it their life goal and their mission to make other readers feel bad. I hate this. And I know hate is a strong term, but I really do hate this. I don't understand why we're so damn petty. To anyone who's ever experienced this, let me say this to you. Fuck them. With the biggest screw you can find. Why? Because if they're not buying your books, if they are not willing to contribute, who cares what they have to say? I feel like this. If you want to judge my books, okay. Let's judge something about you that I don't think is credible. Let me judge your looks or your attitude or your personality. You see how that works? It's just as ugly. It's just as mean. It's just as trite. Because it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. I'd like to take the time to discuss with people this whole 50 Shades of Grey thing. And I know I've went on a 50 Shades of Grey rant before, but this is directed at the people who seem to think that they're somehow superior to anyone who's ever read the book and liked it. I read it. I liked it. That does not make you better than me. That doesn't make you smarter than me. It doesn't make you more educated than me. It doesn't mean that I am juvenile, trivial, like pornography, like abuse, or anything of that nature. Let's be clear. 50 Shades of Grey is a book. It's based on fictional characters, and it's not real. If you have somehow interpreted that into a realistic interpretation, that's your business. But it's not real. Christian Grey is not a real person. Anastasia Steele does not exist. So, with that being said, don't tell me that I'm encouraging abuse because I like the book. I read the book, and my reading comprehension skills are great. I know exactly what was there and what wasn't there. Anyone who interprets that as abuse, you might want to get your head checked a little bit because it's just not. For those of you that are within the BDSM community and you feel like, hey, this is a bad portrayal of what we do, it's just a book. If you do not conduct your relationship in that manner, how is it a bad reflection on you? If you do conduct your BDSM relationship in that manner, it's still not a bad reflection on you because when I watched the movie, when I read the book, I understood this is a dominant who actually laid out all the rules and is trying to work with her. So, hey, but that's a conversation for another point. What I'd like to leave you with is this. For the people who feel the need to judge, for the people who feel the need to censure and ridicule someone, go straight to hell. All the way there with gasoline draws on. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Completely go fuck yourself. And for those of you who have been ridiculed and for whatever reason you have not grown a thicker skin, don't care. Don't worry about them. Don't worry about what anyone else says. This is your life. This is your coins. Unless someone else is, even if someone else is buying your books, they don't get to tell you what you can like. You're an adult. If you're a kid, and if you are a child and you are watching this, I do apologize for the profanity, but hey. Honestly though, if you're an adult, you like to read what you like to read, no one else cares. This whole book shaming is ridiculous and completely unnecessary. I would like, as readers, for us to be able to converse and have a dialogue about what you may or may not have liked about my book or what I may or may not have liked about your book, but do not call yourself trying to make me feel bad or make me feel in any way negative about what I take pleasure in. because that just makes you an asshole. And if you haven't finished the book, that makes you a special kind of asshole, because anyone who's an avid reader knows, yeah, you may start a book that's shitty, may not be up your alley, but somewhere along the line that book may change and it may be great. So if you're one of those people that reads a book, judges it, and doesn't finish it, you really should shut up. So on that note, I'm going to end this. I sincerely apologize for the rant, but I just needed to get this off my chest. With that being said, I will be back with another video. You guys have a great one.